Welcome to Heiner Builds Your Ride. I'm Cam. Heiner's not here today, but before we get into this awesome 78, let's roll the intro. We'll start at the front here on the bonnet. We've got two rails in the front, one for the CelFi, one for the UHF. Then we install the dual battery system with a get home safe option, just for those special occasions where you need it. We've got our 2-up distribution here just to make it look nice, with the light bar, driving lights, and our DC-DC charging. So we've done a cable upgrade for his alternator. It's a sealed water-cooled alternator, and we've just upgraded the cabling for it so I can get his maximum power out of it. And we'll move to the rear. We've got a whole bunch of stuff in here. That's everything that's going back. So eventually we'll be installing lights on the roof, but at the moment they just need to access the roof, so that's gonna not go on there right now. We've put USBs on each side of the car with a UHF radio there. We've accessory triggered his map so he will charge when he needs to. And then we've got a whole range of switches in the front to control everything, which we can go through. So on this side here, this is a normal gull wing. At the moment we don't have it right now. There's going to be a National Lunar, but once again the roof needs to come off, so we need to be ready for that. And as we go to the rear, we've got a full Odyssey build. We've got 240 there, we've got his water pump clean, and then pickup over here for the external. And then we'll start here. He's got a nice slide out kitchen with induction cooktop, which is permanently plugged in. That's for him to go. And then here, before you get in, you've got a nice National Lunar light just to give you light. And then we've got a rear camera for him so you can just see behind this. So he's got a nice mounting plate here, but he still needs to see behind him.
This is what it looks like on the rear of the 78 series.
As we go in, so as you come in, he's got a nice little sink here where he can access his water and everything. That goes to a little grey water tank underneath so that he doesn't have to dump it out in good spots, as well as an induction cooktop that fits there perfectly.
Moving on to this one.
Then here we've got his charge station. We've got a 240 output. We've got an Anderson for it to plug stuff into. He's got a lot of USB charging and accessory socket, as well as a servo system just to monitor everything easily. And as we come down here, we've got travel buddy for him to use, nice and easy. And then in here we've got a full water system with the water hub and a water heater, as well as a 240 output in there. So as soon as he gets power from the shore, he can get that nice and warm very quickly. Then he's got a Evercool fridge that's pre-installed. We've wired that up to the Egon just to make things a little bit easier. And then the best part about this build, or one of the fun parts, is the diesel heater that's been mounted inside. So the diesel heater, we've set it up that it's going to pick up fuel from the second fuel tank, which will then come up, burn it, and then provide a nice warm environment for him here. And he can control that. At the moment he hasn't figured out where he wants it, but and now it's just this little control panel that controls it, and once he's ready to full location, you can put it where he needs it. So we've got the tent power all set up as well to run off the Egon. So when he gets his new tent and everything, he can power them all up through cabling that we've ran from already, and then he can have some light off the Egon at a later stage. Yeah. So shout out to the Odyssey team, they've done a really good job once again. Nice pull-out system, and there's his single induction cooktop that he can use inside if the weather's bad. It all works very nicely. And then we've just got normal drawers here for them, lots of storage for them. And then this little cool one, which you can put spices, all kind of things there. So behind here we've also got the air compressor tank. We tried a different system this time. So as you can see there, travel buddy, and then we've got all our hoses as well as the air tank for the air compressor, which the air compressor is behind the drawers in the panels of the car. And that's just nice and easy to pack back. There we go. And then we've obviously got the nice big bench with the bed as well. Lots of storage space for him to put all his little things that he needs to work with. And then we've got all the cabinetry here as well, and then here. And then in the future, we've left some space for him down there in case he needs a third battery. Cool. So we've got storage here again, and then in here is where he keeps his toilet. And then he's also got storage over here, which he can access the drawer system still. We're done in the rear now. We can now go to the front and go through all the switches and his electrical system. Go to the rear. And then in this corner here, obviously got his shower. So we've set up his outlet for his shower with the thermostat control and his pump. And then we've got the National Lunar up here so you can see everything still. Cool. So inside he's got a lot going on. He's got his reverse camera set up there for him. Then down here we've got our Garmin Overlander for GPS navigation and everything. We've got our UHF, and then we've done a full panel. We've got water heater, tank pump, external pump. We've got the CelFi, the rear lights, the side lights, the water heater, air compressor, and then his driving lights and such. With this one, he specifically wanted a illumination switch. So while he's driving, he can turn all the lights off during the night so it doesn't bother him too much. That was a fun little ad. Then we've got USBs and accessories through here, which is powered by the Egon again. And then same thing on this side, we've got a dual USB for him to charge all these things. And then we can get into the rear, into the electrical system. Cool, so in the rear we've got a lot that's going on. We've got his input for his 240 charging. We've got a solar input for him, which is wired through BCDC. And then we've got his outlet for his air. And then on the other side here, we've got all his RCDs and his 3000 inverter, which is powering quite a lot. And then over here we've got the full Egon system, and then even behind it we've got more. So we've got the relay hub, which is powering all the switching for us, as well as a remote switching system that we've installed for him, which he'll be using for his lights on the roof. Inside we've got two 200 amp lithium batteries, which come up to 400 amps. And we've set him up with a Cerbo GX, which it's basically the brains of everything. We've got a nice big fuse for him to power everything, the shunt. And then in here is the two DC-DC chargers. We've got a 25 amp BCDC core and then a 40 amp core from there, which is going through some MIDIs, which then get powered to the batteries here for him. As well as we've got a Victron MPPT 50 amp solar controller, which will be for his roof solar when he eventually gets it. So as you can see, we've got a lot going in here, but it's been made really easy by our relay hub and the Egon DC hub in the front. It's just made all those interconnections a lot easier for us to do and future-proofing if he ever wants to change anything about it. As you can see, it came out really nice and a lot of future-proofing for him. Cool, so we've supplied the customer with a water hub and our shower head for him to use. So all he needs to do is he can either choose between using external water, which goes to the heater, or he can go through the tank. So we've got it plugged up for him. You can control your temperature here, so he can go really hot if you wanted to, or if he's up north and it's hot up there, he can go even colder, and I'll do that for him. And then just got a nice warm shower for him. So with our shower head, we've got multiple settings. Got a nice quick just to get that out, a bit softer. And then we've got the little mist one, which saves quite a bit of water when you want to shower and you're trying to be careful with the water. So best way to turn this off once you're done, you turn your pump off and then you depressurize the system, just let all the water out. This one's quite full, so it's going to take a little bit. Let that go away. There you go, and that's pretty much it. Cool. So in the rear here, we've got a system where he can pick up water from a bucket, and we've got a little filter on there just to protect the system a bit. So if he's ever camping, he's got some water that he doesn't want to infect everything, we've got a check valve to protect. And then this top one is to do clean water, so all you need to do, power that up. You'll get the system running. And there we've got some nice water. So this is going to be tank water, this isn't clean water. If you want to access this water, we've got to change the pump, which he gets it from the top there, which we can show you. Cool, so you just got to take that off, and then he has access, nice little filtered system. So you can either have that's running off the clean water at the moment, or we can swap it around, and that becomes warm as well for him. Cool. And then once he's done with that, The way he set this up is that down here, yep, so inside here, that hose goes to there, which it has a day tank underneath, or a grey water tank, so you can store all this water until he's ready to let it out safely. All he needs to do, drain it from the top there, that's going to go down. So you just need to let it go for a bit. And then when he's ready to let it all out, we go outside and we turn the tap open. So when he's ready to let all the water out of his tank, that's dirty, he just needs to go under here, turn a tap, and then that lets out all the dirty water when he's ready to let it out. We've also installed a water sender in his his water tank, which is just right about there. So I've installed that for him so that he can see the percentage of what his water is at. So this has been a really fun vehicle to build on. It's got a really cool setup, something a bit different for the Troopies. And we can now say that it's ready to drive anywhere. Thank you and see you next time.